Hi, 8th grade. So, back into Greek mythology. So far, we have learned about the gods and goddesses. We've learned about the creation myth. We've learned about poor Prometheus, who disobeyed Zeus, and off to be chained on the mountaintop forever went he. And now we find how evil came into the world. Now, if you remember, I talked to you previously about how Prometheus meant he was able to tell what things were going to happen before they happened, and Epimetheus, who knew what things were going to happen afterwards. So here we go. You'll see how that all sort of comes into play. Although Zeus had punished Prometheus for, and again, this is the how evil came into the world. So this will all be uploaded into your classroom materials in case you want to go back and reference the text. It'll be there for you. So although Zeus had punished Prometheus for giving fire to man, he couldn't take the fire away from man. That was one of the cool things. Gods could never interfere in a gift that another god had given a mortal. So you couldn't take it away, but you could mess with it. And Zeus was very clever like that. So Zeus could only sort of give another gift that might balance it out a little bit. So he did. So he called his son and his chief craftsman, Hephaestus, the blacksmith, same guy that had to chain him up on top of that mountain, and he told him to make a new creature. Make a new creature, one that the world has never known before, something like the most amazing, outrageous, wonderful, beautiful thing, and needed to be a creature made up of all good things. And it also had to have every opposite of every good thing. So if it had honesty, then it had to be able to lie. Or if it had love, it also had to have a little bit of hate. So Hephaestus, who must have been the most industrious of all the gods, took a lump of clay and turned it into this beautiful mix with a little bit of everything. He put some gold in it, and he put some gravel in it. He put some honey in it, and he put some bittersweet, acidy stuff called gall in it. He put sweet things, and he put bitter things, and contradictory things like love and hate, and kindness and cruelty, and a great deal of earth. He created the first woman. That's what his creation was. And the goddess Athena, dressed up in her beautiful clothes, taught her household crafts, like spinning, which is like spinning yarn or thread, and how to sew. And Aphrodite, the love goddess, gave her beauty, and of course, gave her the gift of sweet talk. And she also put all sorts of clever little tricks into her mind. And all the gods wanted to bestow upon this lovely creature some sort of a gift, and so they did. And they called her Pandora, which means all gifted. So Zeus directed Hermes, the messenger god, to take Pandora to Epimetheus. Remember, this again is the brother of Prometheus, just to show that, he didn't bear any ill will. Here you go. Here's this beautiful thing, Epimetheus. It's a gift from Zeus, and he just wants you to know, no hard feelings for chaining your brother up on top of that mountain forever. All right. So Epimetheus, again, his name is Afterthought. He could never foretell the consequences of his actions, so he always got into trouble because he never really thought about it. And naturally, he received this beautiful gift happily and with great thanks and much gratitude. And without his brother there to guide him whether or not it was the right thing to do, he made the wrong choice. He forgot his brother's warning. He didn't listen. If you guys remember correctly, I told you, Prometheus said, whatever you do, take no gifts from Zeus. Don't take a gift from Zeus, no matter what, even if it's a woman. He forgot it. He took it. He said thanks. He was still guarding that sealed box that his brother gave him. Remember the one he said, like, whatever you do, don't open this box and don't take anything from Zeus. Well, he was still guarding the box at least, so there's that. But if you remember the name of the woman, Pandora, you can figure out where we're headed. He was so charmed, however, by his beautiful new mate, Pandora, that he almost forgot about the box one day until she was like, hey, yo, what's this beautiful box? It's gorgeous. And Prometheus immediately was like, don't open it, don't open it. And he sort of just kind of said, don't worry about that box. Move on. And so, for a while, everything was fine. But one day, Prometheus was out gathering a bouquet of flowers for his beautiful lady, and the all too curious Pandora decided, I gotta see what's in that box. I have got to see what is in that box. What's in the box? So she opened it. She broke the seal. She lifted the box, she lifted the lid, and out flew huge horseflies and wasps and beetles and bats and terrible creatures and snakes and stinging creatures and poisonous creatures and all the bad things that Prometheus, with really careful foresight, had thought, you know what, I should probably get rid of those things, and stuck him in that box. And he had gathered everything, sins and plagues and misery. And he guarded it so that the golden age and happiness of men might go on and on and on. That's why he took all this stuff and shoved it away. And then Pandora went and wrecked it. And now, just because she was super wicked curious, oh, what's in this box? Ah, they were all back out into the earth. They were all back out into the world. And thus the begin of the decline of the golden age. So it wasn't that Pandora was like a really bad girl or that she had disobeyed or anything like that. She was just a little too curious. Remember, when she was created, there was that equal balance of things. There was, you know, a healthy curiosity and the curiosity that makes you do things that you shouldn't do. She was just a little bit too curious about things that should have been left alone. So when he saw that the box was open, he managed to shut the box real quick. And he was able to trap one thing. One good thing in the box after all of the bad things had flown out. And it was this beautiful, angelic little figure called Hope. Hope had remained at the bottom of the box. And Hope reassured Pandora and Prometheus that she would never leave them. Even if the lid was lifted again, she would never, ever, ever fly away, and that there would always, always, always be hope. And that's where the saying, while there's life, there's hope, came from, which is kind of nice. And in this day and age, we could kind of use a little bit of that. So there it is. How evil came into the world. I hope you enjoyed this one. This is one of my favorite ones. I will be posting a little bit of work for this, but not at all a lot of work for this. In fact, it's simply going to be in your prompt for tomorrow. So make sure you do that. Of course it counts. I sure do miss you, 8th grade. I'm hoping that I get to see more of your faces this week. And be on the lookout for a new type of work coming your way. We need to work on developing your paragraphs and getting some sort of a portfolio going. So I hope you are all well. I hope you're all being kind. And the sun is out and shining. So I'm hopeful that you kids are able to get out and get a little bit of fresh air and enjoy yourselves. Be kind to your parents and be kind to your siblings. Bye.